Hi, so today is the start of a new month. It's All Saints Day, but it's also World Vegan Day. And I want to do this video about veganism. Now, I am not endorsing a vegan diet. Equally, I am not condemning a vegan diet. Everybody's diet is their own personal preference and their own personal business. It doesn't matter to me, and I'm not going to tell you one way or the other because it isn't important. What I'm going to discuss with you today is how a vegan diet is perceived in Chinese medicine perspective and how this may have an effect on your overall health and well-being for what we do here in the clinic. What we often find in Chinese perspective, we know that food plays a huge role into the overall health and well-being of a person, and we believe that animal products play a part in your qi and your blood. And so we believe that blood formation comes from a lot of animal products in the liver meridian, and that you get an awful lot of your qi energy from it, which helps with your spleen tree nutrition. So if you remove those things from your diet, then that means that your spleen qi is often a little bit less, and that would often lead to you feeling a little bit more fatigued and a little bit more run down. Equally, we often find that people that have a high vegan diet often eat a lot of raw vegetables, they drink a lot of green teas, a lot of matcha lattes, a lot of soy products like soy yogurts and soy drinks and oat milks and things like this. That also increases the cold into your gut, which, as you can imagine, if you're going through hot flushes and things, is great, but if you're actually on a day-to-day, that's also going to cause some constitutional issues, such as loose stools, diarrhea. Now, I have people say, well, I haven't got diarrhea, but when I ask how often are your bowels open, they go, well, they're normal. They're open 3 or 4 times a day, or 2 or 3 times a day. That is actually loose stools diarrhea. Even though the stool may be formed, it would still in Chinese medicine be classified as diarrhea because you're going more than once a day, and it would be down to your constitutional spleen qi being weak. So we would want to try and boost it. We'd also find that they'd often have some bloating. They may have some menstrual, very light periods, interestingly often, and they would often feel cold. And they'd say they've got Raynaud's or they've got cold hands, cold feet. They just can't get warm. They're always cold. They're one of these that wears layers. And again, it's because there's a lot of cold going into their diet. Now, we wouldn't tell them to give up their vegan lifestyle. We would look to make sure there's no deficiencies. And the biggest one is B12. If you have a vegan diet, make sure you are getting enough B12 because that causes numbness and tingling. But what we'd also tell them is maybe warming food. So keep your vegetables, but instead of eating them raw, have a lot more cooked, more with water, warm food, stews, soups, broths with your vegetables, and therefore that will help to reduce some of the cold in your gut. And instead of having some of the green teas, maybe some of the spiced teas, the gingers, the lemons, the chais, I can never say it anyway, but warming rather than all the cold. And this will help to make your spleen qi and your qi overall a little bit more fulfilled. So this has been Thoughts with Points. If you've got a vegan diet, great. If you haven't, great. Whichever works for you. Shout out World Vegan Day. Have some nice warm vegetables. Take care.